Welcome guys, welcome to another video. In this video, we are going to talk about jQuery content filters. jQuery content filters only have four selectors. So as you can see, we'll try to open the jQuery API official documentation. We have here the category content filters and we have four. And those four are contains. Contains selects the element that contains a specified text. And of course, when you say empty, it selects an element that has no children. And then the has selector contains elements which contains at least one element that matches the specified selector. And the last one is parent selector, which selects elements that have at least one child node. Okay, let's do the examples. So let me try to open the index.html page. So we only have a table here and two divs. Three divs, sorry about that. So we have one div. The second one has a paragraph inside of it which contains a lorem ipsum text, and a div and a paragraph which is empty paragraph, and a table. Random data. So let's just open this in a browser. Open with live server. And then let's open the console or the the developer tools. So in order for us to edit the local files within the browser, I'll just click the open folder to workspace. So I believe this is 7 source, and then add folder to workspace, and then I'll just select src and then click select, and then I'll just click the allow button. Let's try if we can make the changes. So say console hello. So when I save this, I'm expecting a hello on the console. Yeah, so there you go. Hello. Okay. So let's get started with the contains text. So according to the documentation, going back, let's move this on the right side of the screen so we can more room. So it says selects all elements contained in the specified text. So if you can see on the official documentation, it says here, let's say for example, I want a div that contains a text of John, and then they added a CSS for that. So in this case, the underline. Okay, seems easy to implement. So let's try that out. So here in our example page, we'll try to add a CSS class to C# corner rocks. And let's see if we can do that. So let me inspect first the element. So the text is living inside the div. So let's go back to the source. And let's say a div that contains what? C# border. Let's get the length of that first. And then set length. Console that if we can see if there are at least one in our case. So there you go, we have one. So it's working. Then what we can do about that is uh, let me copy this selector again, and then let's put that on a variable. Let's just fix or make this quite pretty. Now that we have the length, let's save this again. Let's check the console. Okay. Now I want is this C# corner CSS. I believe I have box one. Let's just say toggle pass, then box one. Yeah, so we were able to add a class on the C sharp corner, which is living inside the div. So the first selector that we have done is quite frankly working. So I hope you get that one, guys. So if you want more, we can maybe thinking of something else. Yeah, I think that's easy to understand. Let's just move forward to the another selector. So we have here empty selector. It selects all elements that have no children, including text nodes. Maybe. Possibly the best example for that would be this one. Ah, no, sorry. This one, a paragraph that has no any element inside of it or even a text. Maybe we can do that by sorry. Um let's go to the official documentation first. So empty, as you can see here, it says find me a table data which is empty and then specify the text. I think that's a good idea and a good example, but in our case we'll try to do that here. So let's say I want a paragraph which is empty. Let me see if we can find one. Supposed to be, we should find one. Yeah, so we were able to find one. And then what we want to do is once we have find one paragraph which is empty, we can just say lorem no mm, javascript rocks about that. Yeah, so we have there a empty paragraph, and then we have set the text to JavaScript rocks. So it seems to be easy for me and quite straightforward. So how about another one? Let's try the TDs or the table columns, table data. So TD empty. Let's try how many are there. Empty ones. By inspecting the console, we have three. So one, two, three. Yeah. So a good thing there, maybe we could say uh, empty that CSS and then color. How about the background color? Let's make it red. Yeah, so it works. Hmm. Hopefully that's it, guys. You've seen how we can use the empty selector. Now what we have for the next one is has selector, which select elements that contain at least one element that matches the specified selector. Again, let's try to go back to the official documentation. So has selector, if you can see in this example, it says I want a div that has a paragraph and let's do something and adding a class test. Maybe in our case, um, maybe I can say that let's try to go to the console. So div that has a paragraph. Yeah, so those are I think those are the uh this one is the lorem ipsum. Yeah. And the other one is yeah, so this is the previous one, which is an empty one. Mm, okay, let's just do by simple enough to do that. So let me copy that again. go to the source and then paste that. And uh let's just say border. Just want to put a border inside 1 pixel. So yeah, so in the selector that we have, so we say in every div that has a paragraph, so these are the two. So I want you to put a border having a 1 pixel solid green. So we have two results for that. Okay. So hopefully guys you have seen that. Again, moving to the next content filter selector, we have mm, parent selector. So let's try to see the official documentation again for the description. It says here, select all elements that have at least one child node. Oh, wait, let's try to see. Mm, it says here, I want you to find the parent of the TD and then fade. Okay. Uh, I think we can do that with table too. So let's say we have a table. No, maybe. Do we have a header? Let's see. First, table, table, and then the header. So the head, and then mm, parent. Um, sorry about that. So does it need a mm, inspect it? Oh yeah. So probably we need to do the H and then get its parent. Let's say yeah. So we have now one. Then mm, let's just let's go to the source and ss background or to red. How about that? Yeah, there you go. So what we did here, guys, is we have find or we queried the first header and get its parent, and then I want you to put the background red for that. So if you want all of those headers to have a background of red, there you go. Let's just change this to green. Yeah, so yeah guys, I hope you've seen a lot today for the jQuery content filter selectors. So we have seen how we can use the contains, the empty selector, the has, and the parent selector. Hope to see you guys again. Cheers, bye bye.